Welcome, everybody. This is the Rotary eClub of Silicon Valley. Every week we bring you stories designed to inspire you to see possibilities for service to others, and we are always excited to have you join us. We hope that the content in our meetings and the stories that are part of our presentations are the kinds of things that you'll be talking about long after you finish watching this particular video. Our club is a member of Rotary International. Rotary is a group of 1.2 million people around the world dedicated to service above self in 34,000 clubs or so. Ours is one of them. Ours is the Rotary eClub of Silicon Valley, a club that we like to think is exploring how technology can serve the business of service. Our speaker today is Samah Damanhoori. She is from Saudi Arabia. She completed a master's degree at Notre Dame d'Amour in Belmont. And after that, she began working for Facebook and then for Apple. But the story she will tell us today is about her personal path and how, as a function of the different things she experienced, she founded a project called Medina Papel. We're excited to hear about it. Samah, a pleasure to have you here, and I hand it over to you.
Thanks, Rushton, and thanks for having me. And I am so excited to share my story with you. Well, hi, everyone. My name is Samah, and I am from Saudi Arabia. I applied to the Saudi scholarship in 2013, but it took me a year and a half to cross the border of Saudi because women cannot work, study, travel without a male permission or a male guardian that would accompany them through the whole trip living outside of Saudi Arabia. The only reason for my father to say yes is because I was here with my sister and my brother-in-law, so he was okay with the idea of living around a family member. After 3 months of my arrival, my sister couldn't find the university acceptance because she was also enrolled in the Saudi scholarship system, so she had to go back home. My father went crazy about the idea. He was like, no, you're not gonna stay there alone. You have to get married or find a male companion for you to stay. I said no. I told him I wanted to finish my master's and then I'll go home. I'll do whatever he wanted, but he didn't like the idea. So he called the Saudi embassy in Washington and he canceled the scholarship. After 1 week of my enrollment for my master's degree in creative writing at Notre Dame d'Amour in Belmont, and I already had a huge debt at the university. This is a picture of me when I turned 30 years old. I felt that I became a new person. I am no longer Saudi. I'm somehow American. I am in between. So I did this photo shoot with other women to show that there is no flag to define who I am as a person and what I want to be. There is no country that I should follow religiously and strictly the rules. I want to be who I am, the person who I love, and I want to show how much I love myself and I love other people around me. Part of the photo shoot, we did some pictures of what's going on in Saudi Arabia. As you can see here, the male guardianship system is one of the most corrupted and the biggest regime that Saudi women are going through. They are locked up in their houses. They are being abused, raped by their own male guardian. And if they call the police asking for help, the police actually come and arrest these women, and they cannot leave prison without these abusers, rapists, to come and get them out. This is just a picture of all the women who participated in that photo shoot session. We just wanted to show that helping each other and empowering each other is more meaningful and powerful than belonging to one country or a flag. So when my father canceled my scholarship, I had no way and no idea what I'm gonna do next. I was on a student visa. I was not allowed to work. I was not allowed to get a loan. I am getting my master's, so I look like a privileged person where like scholarships, grants usually are given to undergrad students. So all I did at the beginning, I put 4 papers on the wall and I said, I am a queen, because my father was so angry at me and he called me that I am a shoe, or like a shoes. I'll always be down. I'll never succeed. I'll never do anything meaningful. I have a self-esteem. Everyone back home was making fun of me. Everyone was saying that I'll never make it. I'll never find a way to survive without the support of the family or the government. I'm a fighter because I was super scared and I didn't know what to do. I was getting a lot of panic attacks. So I was like, if I take these main words outside of my overwhelmed self, maybe that would help me. So I reached out from left to right to my supervisor at the university. I told her, this is what's going on. And all I want to do right now is to finish my master's. How can we do this? So she connected me to Jem McGarry, and they went to the president of the university and they told her, wait, this is the first Saudi woman who we met here at the university who decided to stay. Usually Saudi women at Notre Dame, they come, they study and leave. Let's give her a chance. Let's see what she can do and what's going to happen in the future. So the university said, we're going to pretend that we did not hear that the Saudi government canceled the scholarship. We're going to give you 1 year for, it's like a 1 year, find a way to pay for your tuition. They gave me a job as a student assistant, and then I got promoted to work at the marketing department. And then they connect me to other people. The third person is Larry Purcell. He is the Catholic, he is the leader of the Catholic Workers House in Redwood City. He offered and provided housing and food. He connected me to his sister, Eileen Purcell, where she is the founder of Oscar Romero Foundation. They raised money and they paid for my lawyer, which I am thankful for. And I was granted asylum in 2018. Powerhouse Gym in Redwood City, they offered free boxing classes to take the stress out. 10 business honors, they paid 90% of the tuition for me to finish not only the debt of the first year, but also the second year. They wanted to make sure that I will finish my master's within 2 years exactly. They also provided a therapist, Sandy Lilly, because I was getting a lot of panic attacks. I didn't know what to do. I felt I was so alone. And they said that we are your family here. We're going to help you. And I got help from Sandy Lilly for almost a year. And then I presented for the first time at the Rotary Club in Portola Valley, Woodside. And they said, that's it. No more looking for people. No more looking for a group that you feel that you want to belong to. Rotarians are like one huge big family and we want you to be part of it. So throughout my journey, I learned that each one of us are meeting for a reason. And all the people around us, they are there for a reason. And even the problems that we realized and we feel that they became obstacles, they are also there for a reason. And it's either we choose to be part of a problem or part of a solution. So I chose to be part of a solution and I decided to stay and I applied for asylum. And then Manal Sharif, the lady on the left side, she is the first Saudi woman in 2011 who drove a car and then she went to jail for it. And right now women are driving because of her. We drove together in 2019 on April through 18 states, and we were asking the government to break the male guardianship system. But after a couple of months of that, they only gave us one right, which today women can travel actually without a male permission because of this campaign. I also learned that art helped me a lot in healing. Art is my way to express my feeling and what I am going through and the things that don't make sense in my head. I come from a country that it's very cultural and they believe in religion and norms, and the government is really strict and the corruption is all over the place. So for me, the only way for me to express what I am going through without putting myself at risk is turning my words and my actions into art. So I am working right now on a song called Blackwater. It's going to be the voice of the voiceless woman in Saudi Arabia. Because since 2016, when I became an activist, I got a lot of stories from a lot of Saudi women. Some of them, they even send me videos and pictures and they said, if you don't hear from us again, please be the voice of these voiceless women. Can you be the voice for us? So I got inspired with all these stories and I'm composing this music. I will play part of it.
are you to decide what I do and how I do it? What law would allow you to take my flesh and do what you do to it? How much of me you gonna take before I take it back? You can say that I'm mad, but the point's way besides that. Tyrannus power plus some privilege is no rarity. They keep pressing and pressing with intention and clarity every day, fighting fearfully to throw me off track. So many times they snap, when's it time to clap back? Man equals power, it's his right to be spoiled, cause government made religion says the system's well oiled. You get tortured, harassed, even rape and abuse. As long as it's in your home, then it all gets excused. And what really sickens me is this is something you choose. No wonder they running from you, they got nothing to lose. It's fitting they believe in defying cultural reason, getting behind their own lives and in front of the demons.
Every breath that I take, tomorrow is only a day away. And every step that I make, I'm holding on deep down to my faith, waiting through your...
So by the end of 2017, I finished my master's, and one of the short stories that I've written in my program was Medina Papel. I wrote it because I was really scared. I know that I changed. I'm no longer the same person that my family know, and I just wanted them to accept me the way I am. So I will play the video for you. Visiting my family after 2 years apart, I was scared that they would not accept me the way who I am today. My father beating me, dishonoring me. I wrote this story to show my family, even though I'm different, I'm colorful, I have different beliefs right now, but I still carry the same love and respect for them. I am Samah Damanhoori from Saudi Arabia. I had to maneuver my way and overcome the obstacles with the male guardianship system in Saudi Arabia. I reached a point where I broke all the bridges with my family back home. And Medina Papel is my way to build the bridge back, or to show to my family that if they can accept me the way I am, the colorful person I am today.
I decided to join Samah on this journey because the story resonated with me a lot. I felt like I didn't belong sometimes because of many cultures that I've been exposed to, and I realized that made me a unique person, and that's okay.
It's not only about Saudi Arabia, it's not only about women's rights, it's about you being who you are, showing your true colors and not being shy or afraid or shameful about who you really want to be. I chose the main character, Gufran, to be a male, to address the movie to my audience in Saudi Arabia and the Middle East, because it's still a male-dominant countries and they are still not ready to watch a movie being made by a Saudi woman with a female main character. A character who's made of paper. He lived in a world that they taught him that white is the only color he should believe in. And if he touched any new color, it's poisonous and it could lead into a fatal disease. But he finds a way to find this colorful world and touch the colors and learn that being colorful is not poisonous. He also chooses to go back home and show everyone that being colorful is not poisonous.
We have the determination to share stories from marginalized people's perspectives, and I think it's going to be very relatable to people these day and age.
I hope one day when my family see this movie to see how much I still respect them and love them. And that's the end of my presentation.
Excellent, Samah. Thank you so much for that. I want to introduce the people who are on the call and then start our Q&A. I know we'll have plenty. Everybody, if you would, make sure to add your questions to the chat. That'll help me pick the order of them as well as we go. But when I call your name, please wave at the camera because we want to share the diversity of the group that we got. You know, we are from all over. We're going to start with Houston. Rory in Houston, please wave. Good man. And from Atlanta, Georgia, Tanya Martin. Tanya. Yeah. All right. And in Santa Clara, Farheen. And in Walnut Creek, Shags. And in San Jose, Cecilia. I too am in San Jose. And Samah, what a pleasure to have you with us. Farheen, why don't you get us started with the questions?
Absolutely. Samah, that was really lovely. Thank you so much for your presentation. You know, your story resonated a lot with me for many, many reasons. And maybe after the recording, I can tell you a little bit about my own story. But, you know, I guess my question for you is, well, I have a few questions, but first, have you been back to Saudi Arabia since you left, or have you just kind of stayed away?
Yeah, I stayed away. So right now I've completed 7 years without going back home.
Do you still stay, like, do you at least like talk to your family or nothing?
No, it's really difficult. I know they love me. I know they're proud of me, but what's going on with the government makes us apart, even just contacting through a phone.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then my other quick question is, when is this, when is your project, or at least your movie, going to be released? Because I would really love to watch it.
The movie should be ready by first week of August because we want to apply for Sundance Film Festival.
Oh my goodness, that's amazing. I'm very excited for you. And I don't know if you know, but we actually have a movie producer who is one of our eClub members. Her name is May Yam. Maybe we can connect you all together, and maybe she can give you some advice, because some of her films have also gone like viral / you know, they've like gotten awards. So.
Oh, great. Thanks. I appreciate it a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, we're very proud of the incredible range of folks that we have in this club. I want to pass the next question over to Rory. So Rory, I am going to need you to click on that unmute button. There you go.
Okay. Fascinating story. What do you do job-wise?
I'm a producer. So after all these creative projects, I became a producer. So right now I'm a producer at Apple.
Okay, sounds fascinating.
Thank you.
It seems actually very powerful that your experience within your master's pointed you to art, which has pointed you towards not just a job, but a way to express your story. Was that a part of how you ended up getting your position in talking about what you were working with?
Absolutely. I got my recent job because of the projects that I'm working on and the things that I fought for. I think in the entertainment industry, they are looking for these risk takers and the crazy people who can just come up with new ideas and believe in it and keep moving it until the end.
Very cool. Cecilia.
Yes, so are you in any danger here from your family?
At the beginning, before getting my green card, I was a little bit unsafe. One time my uncle hacked my phone just because they were angry for me speaking up and telling the truth about what happened. One of my uncles wanted to sleep with me, so I spoke about it publicly. So they were in disapproval of that. So
I think maybe you don't want to go back home anytime soon.
I don't think so.
But surely there are, in the number of people who've reached out to you to share other stories, you've had the chance to really be inspired by a lot of the things that they conveyed to you, yes?
Absolutely. I mean, for me to be here and get a scholarship and be able to say no, I know that there are a lot of women who cannot do that today. And I know that I am responsible to use my voice and exercise it as long as I have it and I can use it.
So in talking about using your voice as a way to help others, you know, clearly this moment of meeting Rotarians was a powerful piece for you. I'm curious kind of what your early experiences with those people, you described their messages to you about what Rotary is, but what experiences did you have with them and other Rotarians that led you to pursue what you have done with your work?
The unique thing about Rotarians is you meet a lot of people with nonprofits project, or they are part of a cause, or they believe in something. But when you know them personally, it's not like that. A lot of people, they use it as an image. But Rotarians, no. I mean, there are some Rotarians who I even lived at their houses, and I've seen how dedicated they are for their nonprofits project, even though, some of them, they are still working. Some of them, are still raising money. Some of them, they are paying from their own pocket. This is how much they believe in the projects. And I was so inspired and amazed by how much goodness it is in this club.
It's very much our thought that that there are people around the world with a heart for service who just need a way to express those interests. The flexibility of our club is one that we hope has allowed many people to say, that's the way I can do it. Do we have other questions for Samah? Seeing none, I will wind things down, stop the recording, and then we'll just continue our conversation, because that's part of the fun of being in this club, that we get to continue talking with these interesting people that we meet. All of you who are watching this as a recording, we ask that you scroll a little bit farther down the page and you do the attendance. Let us know you were here. If you're like, no, they don't need to know, I'm just a guest. No, we would love to hear from you. Please put your name in. And by putting your email address in, you'll get a note back that will allow you, if you're a Rotarian looking to make up a missed meeting from your own club, to pass it along to your club secretary as the makeup documentation. And then at the bottom, we have our discuss section, where we share ideas. You'll find that people have zeroed in on particular things in our meetings and programs with ideas that they're sharing. And our goal is to tactfully and lovingly challenge each other to see what kinds of things we can learn about as we begin to explore the different ideas that we encounter as a part of our club. As I always do, I like to hand it back to our speaker for final words. And so, Samah, I will pass it back to you. And if you have a final message for us, that will end our recording.
Just be who you are, and don't forget to give love to yourself, not only to others.
Wonderful. Everyone, we'll see you next week.